Okay. And so with that, I'm going to go ahead and get us started. And I wanted to talk today about, it's been, for me personally, I have been going through some challenging times, some real strong emotions for me as we talk about kind of opening back up the world, opening back up my community. I find a lot more difficulties in my brain than when there was just some rules in place. Like, we can't hang out because of this. We can't do play dates because this is the law. This is what we're doing right now. And now that that's shifting and changing, there's a lot more personal boundaries that have to be set and hard discussions that have to take place. And so it's just been emotional of figuring out what that all means. And I started using a tool that I have used many times in the past. And for those of you that we've worked together in coaching or in workshops, you've probably heard me talk about it, and it's called RAIN. And RAIN has its origins in, well, nobody really knows where it came from. Who's most known for it is a woman named Tara Brach. And she uses RAIN in a little bit different way. Other people call it SANE. It's an acronym. Sometimes the A and the N, people put in different words. So I'm going to share with you the version that I think is most powerful for me, and I'm hoping that it is also very powerful for you. And so with that, I'm just going to walk us right into our practice, and I will guide you through it. I am going to share my screen so that you can see RAIN and you can see the acronym. So R stands for recognize, A stands for accept, I is investigate, and N, this one says non-identify. I say non-identification, and same thing. So RAIN. Okay, and with that, go ahead and get yourself settled. Get into a position that allows you just to get into your body fully. That might be your eyes are closed or open. It might be that you take a soft gaze. Find stillness in your body. Notice your heartbeat. Pay close attention to that heartbeat. That steady, steady beat that's always there. And as your mind brings in distractions or discomfort, just observe that. And perhaps you can associate with the emotional roller coaster. I think it's a collective ride that we are all on, not just as a family or as a community, but as a planet right now. And maybe there's challenging emotions that you can identify with. And often what happens when we bring our mind to stillness, we can begin to feel that agitation or feel the discomfort that's been in us maybe for a while, but we weren't still enough to notice it. And so that brings us to the R of RAIN. It's the ability to, on purpose, recognize my emotional state. What's happening in me? What's happening for me? Can I name it? Can I name my emotional state? And I ask this of people a lot, to name their emotional state, and it's harder than we might imagine. And so if you're struggling with that, it's okay. See if you can land on an emotion. And often as we uncover one emotion, they kind of get clustered together. So you might have a few. For me, it's been distraction, stress, grief. As you name it, often what happens is our mind doesn't want to feel that. We don't want to feel the challenging emotions. There are many messages out there that we want to feel good and we want to feel happy, and that that's the correct way to feel. And our challenging and difficult emotions are half of our emotional state. So what we want to move to is just making space for these challenging emotions. And that brings us to the A in this practice, allowing. We are just allowing it to be what it is. It doesn't mean we like it. It doesn't mean we want it. It just means that it is. We might ask ourselves, can I sit with this? Can I just allow this to be since it already is here? We can spend a lot of time and energy resisting challenging emotion. We want to instead just allow it. You might even say to yourself, I see you. Or I know that you're here. When we do that, we're present with it. After we've accepted it, we move into the I of rain, which is investigate. And what we're really clear not to do in investigation is to ask ourselves, why? Why do I feel this? Because that question takes us backwards. And in that path, there is often blame or shame or distancing. And so instead, we stay present with this emotion. We might say, where do I feel this in my body? We might explore our own posture as it relates to this emotion, or our hand placement. I often find when I'm upset, my hands are tight. They might be in a fist or in some tight position. Just bringing my awareness to that. I might investigate if there's any colors associated with the feeling, or mood or shape. If there's a specific place in your body, you feel it. You're bringing your attention to what is happening for you and in you as it relates to this emotion. You might notice if your attention is on the past or the future, or if what you're experiencing is a pattern, a habit, a place you find yourself frequently. You might explore things like, what would self-care look like right now? What do I need to hear? What do I want to hear? What are my resources? Where can I go and just be and breathe? These are all ways of just gently leaning into it with curiosity. And what you're doing in this is really tending to you. We're bringing our attention inward rather than outward, external. And then finally, we move into the N of rain, which is non-identification. And this really speaks to the idea that this is a temporary state, and also that there's a separation between who I am and what I feel. And so I think of this often as I am the tree, and my emotional state is a cloud, a storm cloud. And so I'm a tree. For me, I often think of a big rooted valley oak. And I'm strong, and I'm old, and I'm wise. And I've seen many, many storms. And my challenge, my emotional state, the sense of being so overwhelmed and so sad, it's a storm. And my branches are blowing, and my leaves are all over, and my trunk even might be moving. But I am not that storm. I am the tree, and it will pass. And when it does, I'm still here, solid and grounded. Phrases that are helpful to use during this non-identification phase is to say, I am feeling sad rather than I am sad. I am feeling angry rather than I am angry. Create that space between who you are and your emotional state. Just breathe in that image. Breathe in you as the tree. Feel that breath through your body. Feel your roots grounded, deep and solid. Begin to feel your body where it makes the connection to the ground or to the chair. Feel where your body connects with itself. Maybe your hands are clasped or on your legs. Feel that warmth. Return to your heartbeat and to your breath. And when you're ready, come back